Let's dive right into another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about beauty pageants.
Oh, exciting.
It is, right? Specifically, we're going to be looking at Miss Universe Philippines 2025.
Okay.
We found this really interesting article on Rappler,
Yeah, Rappler. It's a big one over there.
It is. It's like a leading news source in the Philippines, and this article really dives into like some major developments happening in the pageant scene this year.
I mean, the Philippines and beauty pageants, they go together like...
Oh, totally. Like peanut butter and jelly.
Exactly. And this article, it kind of shows how things are changing. It's not just about like how you look anymore. It's more about like intelligence and what you stand for, using your platform to actually make a difference.
Yeah, using your voice.
Exactly. And the women competing this year, they really embody that, I think.
Well, and speaking of the women, the article really focuses on this one woman. Her name is Chelsea Fernandez.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that name.
Have you?
Yeah, she's made a name for herself.
Yeah, and she was just announced as Sultan Kudarat's representative. The announcement was made on February 12th.
Okay.
Which, like just a few days ago, and everyone's talking about it because, I mean, she's got a really impressive track record.
Oh, yeah. Like what? Fill me in.
Okay, so in 2018, she won Reina en Alawan Fiesta.
Wow.
Then in 2019, she wins Miss Philippines Earthwater.
Okay, so she's been doing this a while.
Yeah, and then in 2020, she wins Miss Bikini Philippines.
She's racking up the titles.
She is.
Wow.
But I think the win that really put her like on the map was in 2022.
Oh, what was that?
When she won Binibining Pilipinas Globe.
Representing
Tacloban City, yeah.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, and so that win took her to the Miss Globe International Pageant in Albania.
Oh, wow, international.
Yeah, she ended up finishing in the top 15.
That's amazing. Top 15 international.
I know, right? But even more than that, while she was at Miss Globe, she won the head-to-head challenge.
Now remind me, what's that one about again?
So that challenge, it's all about your advocacy skills, like how well you can articulate your passions, connect with the audience.
Oh, so it's not just about looking good. You have to have something to say.
Exactly, and she clearly does.
It sounds like she's going to be a tough competitor.
Oh yeah, she's definitely one to watch, but it gets even more interesting because she's going up against some familiar faces.
Oh, like who?
So the article mentions Lana Maria Aduana. She's representing Sinaloa and Laguna.
Okay, I'm not as familiar with her. Tell me more.
So she and Fernandez, they actually competed against each other before in Binibining Pilipinas 2022.
So they've got history.
Yeah, and what makes Aduana like a serious contention is that in 2023, she was crowned Miss Earth Air.
Miss Earth Air. Now, for those of us who aren't like total pageant experts, what does that even mean?
I know, right? There are so many titles.
Yeah, break it down for us.
So in the Miss Earth pageant, there are 4 elemental titles: air, water, fire, and then the overall Miss Earth winner.
Oh, I see.
So being Miss Earth Air means she was basically like one step away from winning the whole thing.
Whoa, so she's got to be pretty amazing.
Right. And Miss Earth, it's not just about beauty. It's also very focused on like environmental advocacy.
So she's beautiful, she's smart, and she cares about the planet.
Basically.
Wow. Okay, so we've got Fernandez with all her wins and Aduana, who almost won Miss Earth. This is getting good.
It is. But wait, there's more. The article also mentions another big name in the competition, Win-Win Marquez. She's representing Muntinlupa.
Oh, wow, another familiar name.
Right. She's actually made history before. Back in 2017, she became the first Filipina to win Reina Hispano-Americana.
Now, that's a mouthful.
I know, right? But it's a big deal. It's a major international title. And before that, she was a top 15 finalist in Binibining Pilipinas 2015. So she knows what she's doing.
She's a veteran then.
You could say that.
So she's going up against these, like, younger contestants.
Yeah, and that's actually what's so interesting about her. She's competing at age 33.
33. Wow, you don't see that very often in these pageants.
No, not really. Most women compete, like, in their late teens or early 20s, so...
It makes you wonder, like, what's motivating her to compete again, at this point in her life? Has her perspective on pageants changed? Or maybe she wants to challenge how we think about age and beauty.
Right, like what does it mean to be a beauty queen today? I don't know, it really makes you think.
Yeah, for sure.
And according to the article, they haven't even announced the date for the competition yet.
Ooh, the suspense.
I know.
So who do you think has the edge here? Fernandez with all her wins, Aduana, the like super passionate advocate, or Marquez, who's defying like all the age norms?
I honestly have no idea. It's going to be so interesting to watch it all play out.
I can't wait.
Me neither.
It's kind of crazy how much the idea of a beauty queen has changed. Like, even from when I was younger.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it used to be all about, like, how you look in a swimsuit.
Right. But now it's so different.
Now it's like you gotta be smart. You gotta be able to speak well. You gotta have, like, because you care about.
Exactly. You can't just be a pretty face anymore.
You got to have the whole package.
And I think that's really clear when you look at the women we're talking about today, like Chelsea Fernandez. Remember we were saying how she won that head-to-head challenge at Miss Globe, the one that's all about advocacy?
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Right, like that shows she's not just there for the like glitz and glam.
She can actually like talk to people and get them on board with what she believes in.
Totally. And it makes me think about Yolanda Maria Aduana too. She almost won Miss Earth, which is like all about environmental advocacy.
Yeah, she really knows her stuff.
Right. So clearly she's passionate and she can connect with people on that level.
And it makes me wonder with Fernandez, like what cause will she pick for Miss Universe Philippines? Will it be something to do with Sultan Kudarat, like the region she's representing?
Yeah. Or maybe it'll be something she's personally passionate about. We'll have to wait and see.
I'm sure whatever it is, she'll do a great job.
I bet her advocacy work will be a big part of her journey.
Totally. It's like they're saying, yeah, I'm beautiful, but I also have a brain and a heart, and I'm going to use them to make a difference.
And speaking of making a difference or breaking barriers, let's talk about Win-Win Marquez for a second. 33 years old and going for it again.
It's pretty amazing. It really challenges like the stereotype that beauty pageants are only for young women.
Exactly. It's like she's saying, nope, age is just a number. You can be confident and ambitious and beautiful at any age.
And think about like the younger girls watching her.
Oh, for sure.
She's like a role model, showing them that you don't have to let society tell you what you can and can't do.
It's so empowering.
It is, and it makes me wonder, is this part of a bigger shift? Like, are we finally starting to see a more inclusive and diverse idea of beauty?
I think so. For so long, beauty pageants have been criticized for promoting, like, these unrealistic beauty standards.
Totally. Like, everyone has to look the same.
Exactly. But now, with women like Fernandez, Aduana, and Marquez, it feels like we're seeing a real turning point.
It's like the definition of what it means to be a winner is changing.
It's not just about your looks anymore. It's about who you are as a person, your intelligence, your kindness, your passion for making the world a better place.
And I think that reflects like a bigger change happening in society too.
Totally. Yeah. You see more women in leadership positions, more women breaking barriers in like male-dominated fields.
More women speaking out, making their voices heard.
It's really inspiring.
It is. It's like we're seeing this wave of female empowerment, and these beauty pageants are like riding that wave.
Exactly. And while we still have a long way to go in terms of like actual equality, it's amazing to see these women using their platform to challenge those old stereotypes.
And to push the boundaries of what's possible.
It makes you wonder, what kind of legacy will these women leave behind? Will they inspire a new generation of girls to be themselves, to chase their dreams, and to use their voices for good?
I think they already are.
Yeah, probably.
But, we can't forget that these women, they're under a lot of pressure, too.
Oh, for sure. Like it being in the public eye all the time.
Every move you make, every photo, every word, people are watching.
It's got to be tough. You have to be really strong to handle that.
And not only that, but they're also juggling their personal lives, their careers, their advocacy work.
That's all the pageant prep.
Right. It's like running a marathon while also having a full-time job.
And don't forget the physical demands, like the strict diets, the workouts, always having to look perfect.
Yeah,
It's like being an athlete and a public speaker and a model and an activist all at the same time.
Exactly. It's easy to focus on the glamour, but it's important to remember how much hard work goes on behind the scenes.
They're putting in the time mentally, physically, emotionally.
These women are like super women.
Totally. And that's something we should be celebrating. They're not just beautiful, they're strong, they're determined, and they're driven to succeed.
And they're doing it all while like navigating everything that comes with being a woman today.
It's really something.
It is. It's inspiring, and it makes me even more excited to see what they'll accomplish on the Miss Universe Philippines stage and in their lives beyond that.
Me too.
But before we get too carried away, I think it's important to take a step back and like think about the history of beauty pageants in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Because they have this really long and complex history there.
They're like part of the culture.
Totally. Like they go back to the early 1900s, and they're so intertwined with Filipino culture and national identity.
I mean, from what I've read, Filipinos are like super passionate about beauty pageants.
They are. They see it as a source of national pride.
Yeah, and a way to show off the beauty and the talent and the intelligence of Filipino women.
Absolutely. And while some people criticize beauty pageants for like setting unrealistic beauty standards,
Which, fair.
it's true, but we also have to acknowledge that they've given women opportunities to succeed and to have a voice.
Yeah, like winning a big pageant in the Philippines can open doors to careers in like entertainment or politics. Right?
Oh, totally. It can be a huge stepping stone.
And a platform to speak out about things they care about.
Exactly. And I think that's what's so exciting about this new generation of beauty queens, they're not just looking for a crown, they're looking to actually make a real impact on the world.
It's like they're leading the way for a new kind of beauty pageant, one that combines beauty and, like,
Yeah,
substance.
brains and beauty.
Exactly. And it makes me so curious to see how these women will shape the future of beauty pageants, not just in the Philippines, but, like, everywhere.
Oh yeah, they're definitely changing the game.
It's a really exciting time with these competition.
For sure, for sure. Welcome back. I feel like we've gone deep, like really deep into this whole beauty pageant thing.
We have, right? It's more than just tiaras and evening gowns.
Totally. It's like these women are so driven.
Yeah, they have a real fire in them.
It's not just about winning, it's about like making a difference.
Exactly. Remember that part of the Rappler article about Chelsea Fernandez? She won that head-to-head challenge at Miss Globe.
Oh yeah, the one that's all about advocacy skills?
Hey, right. So even though she's already like a total pageant pro, she's still working on like connecting with people and getting them fired up about a cause.
That makes you wonder what she'll focus on for Miss Universe Philippines.
Right. Maybe something about Sultan Kudarat, since she's representing that region.
Yeah, or maybe something she's personally passionate about.
I'm sure it'll be something powerful.
Yeah, I think so too, especially since the judges are looking for more than just like a pretty speech.
Oh, for sure. You got to be authentic.
You got to believe in what you're saying.
Totally. And that reminds me of Ilana Maria Duana.
Miss Urfair, the environmental advocate.
Exactly. I wonder if she'll like build on that for Miss Universe Philippines.
Oh, maybe. Maybe she'll talk about environmental issues specific to the Philippines.
Yeah, or connected to like a global problem.
Whatever she does, I think it'll be really impactful. She knows her stuff.
She does. And let's not forget Win-Win Marquez.
Oh, yeah. 33 years old, back for another shot at the crown.
Talk about breaking the mold.
It's like she's saying, you know what? Experience matters. Maturity matters.
I think that's such a great message for women. Like, you can go after what you want no matter your age.
Exactly. But I wonder, do you think they will face any, like, unique challenges as an older contestant?
Maybe some people will think she's like past her prime.
Or maybe her experience will give her an advantage. Like, she'll be more confident, more poised.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, Miss Universe Philippines is going to be full of amazing women.
Oh, yeah. Strong, talented, ready to take on the world.
It's so cool to see how beauty pageants are evolving, like they're becoming this platform for real change.
Yeah, it's not just about beauty anymore. It's about empowering women. It's about having important conversations.
It's about making a difference and inspiring others to do the same.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question to think about.
Oh, what's that?
What makes a real winner? Is that the crown or is it something more?
That's a good one.
And as you think about that, remember, these women, they're more than just contestants.
They're role models. They're leaders.
They're changing the world one step at a time.
Pretty amazing to see.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a wild ride.